Hey everyone, welcome to The Girls. It's almost holiday season. I know it's my favorite time of the year, and Janine, I know you love it too, as does your mom. And it's a busy time for everyone, but this year, Janine and I are super excited to be co-hosting the Christmas in Conyngham event again, held on December 4th. So Janine, what do you have going on in preparation for the upcoming holiday season?
I think everyone has so much going on, especially for the holidays this year more than ever, because last year we were in like a snow globe of just everyone was so isolated. So I think this year now more than ever, you're going to see people over decorating, over celebrating because, you know, we have a little bit more freedom than we did last year. So yeah, Christmas in Conyngham, if you're not familiar with what it is, and I'm sure if you're watching in another community, you do events like this in your community. But in our community, we live in kind of like a little village of the greater Hazleton area, and it's called Christmas in Conyngham. And it's a parade and it's a festival in our huge Whispering Willows Park. And the community of Christmas in Conyngham started before us, and they did a great job getting everything like in line. And then they passed the torch to us in 2019. Last year, we got a little breather because, of course, it was the pandemic. And, you know, this year, I guess with the preparations, you know, I decorate my house early. I have my wreath business going. I started an online boutique that I do. So I've been crazy busy. So the holidays, like you said, it's go time. It's fun time. I love the hustle and bustle a little bit when it's fun stuff, you know. And I know you love to decorate too.
I do. Decorating is my favorite part. We have traditions at our house. We do everything together as a family, putting up the tree and doing baking and all that fun stuff. You know, all of us get together and do that. So it is one of my favorite times of year. It's just, you know, it's just fun and family. And, you know, with Christmas in Conyngham, it's important to me because it's about community and learning about our community. And community to some folks, some people think it's just where you live, but it's not. It's community is everyone coming together for the greater cause. And that's what I love so much about Christmas in Conyngham, because we all come together to have just a wonderful day and help, you know, some of the local businesses that we have that are involved and some of our, you know, small crafters that are out there and just to see everybody at the parade. And it's just really a great time.
People were so excited when I talked to them. They're like, oh my God, yes, it's been so easy to set up because you call people and they call you right back or they send you a message and like, we're in, you can use our parking lot, you can do this, we will volunteer this, we will do that. So there's been many volunteers that have stepped up to the plate to help with this, but it's for kids of all ages. You mentioned traditions this year with your idea. We're doing a gingerbread contest, right? Gingerbread house contest.
Absolutely. That is my number one favorite tradition at home is we always build gingerbread houses. And I love little gingerbread men. So I decided this year, we talked and we said, you know, let's just do it. So we're housing it at the Brass Buckle, which is exciting that they're opening their doors for us to have all the houses on display. We'll have more information out probably right around another week or so. We'll get some information out so that everybody knows all the contest rules, but it is for adults and children. And there will be an entry fee because we are raising money for a couple of different, you know, events happening and things going on in the area. So you'll have all the specifics that you need. You can check the website for all that information, but get all your ideas ready because you got to build those gingerbread houses.
Yeah, that was a good point. This year it's going to be upstairs at the Brass Buckle. So the event will be inside, outside this year, mainly outside. And we're going to have great weather. So don't worry. It's snow or shine that we call it, but we'll have great weather. The parade starts at noon. Again, everything's on the website. I do want to shout out to all the board members, Sherry Homenko, Angela Conyngham, Joe Stanavich Jr., and Brian Early, because they've been instrumental on every part of this event to get it done. And you also mentioned that this is a fundraiser, which it is. We are going to talk with the Valley Food Pantry on this show to tell you what they do, because we're donating the community will be donating canned goods to the Valley Food Pantry. And also we'll be talking with organizers from the Conyngham Valley Civic Organization, known here as CVCO. They do a lot for this community. And I didn't even realize how much they did until I talked with the president of the board, and we will talk with her coming up. So again, Christmas in Conyngham, it's holiday time. This will happen. It is very friendly. If you want to wear a mask, you can. They are optional, however you feel comfortable, but it's an outside event, and we will be following all of the guidelines that are given to us, but it is definitely a go. Right, Lori?
That is right. Santa's got his reindeer ready, and we'll be ready for a great event.
Yes, and Santa will be there. Of course he will, with a tree lighting at the end of the event, which we'll be talking about. But stay with us, because when we come back, we will talk to the organizers of the Valley Food Pantry. And again, after the break, we'll be talking with the organizers of CVCO. You're watching The Girls here on SSP TV. We will be right back.
Welcome back to The Girls, everyone. We have an exciting show for you. We're learning about what goes on in our community here at The Girls. Today we have the Valley Food Pantry with us. We have Billy Schaefer and Linda Snyder with us. So welcome, ladies. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing at the Valley Food Pantry. Billy?
We are helping 55 families during the year. Not every week. They can come every 3 weeks. We are able to give them all kinds of food, toiletries, paper products, etc. And if we don't have something, we try to get it for them. But they come on Thursday mornings, and we love working with them. We've done this for over 32 years and plan to continue as long as we can, with the help of you and churches and the wonderful community.
Well, Billy,
Wonderful, Billy.
For being on the show, and also for Linda. And I've lived in the Conyngham Valley my entire life, so I know that the good work that you do definitely is appreciated here by those in need, as the valley actually continues to grow in population as well. For those people who don't know where you're actually located, do you have a home where people can drop off the food?
We work out of Christ United Church of Christ. They were wonderful in giving us a home over 30 some years ago. So it can be dropped off there. There is a container, a nice cooler on the side of the building that they can drop off food. It's hard to find us there except for Thursday mornings, but food can be dropped off there, or we can, call the church. The church will certainly tell you when we're in or where to drop the food if we need to.
Billy, is there a specification for an individual in need of the donation? Is there like an intake process, or can any family just stop by and pick something up when you're open?
Yeah, no, you just cannot stop by because we might not have the food available. We have ministers who will recommend people to us. That's the only thing they have to do. They don't have to show us an electric bill or anything of that nature. They just have to live in the valley or go to church in the valley and be recommended by a minister or someone in a position such as that. Yes.
Now, I know, Billy, there are certain things that you specifically need for this time of year around the holidays. If you can tell people specific items that you are in need of.
We could use anything from napkins to gravy to potatoes to corn to peas, anything of the nature that you might have yourself for a Thanksgiving dinner. And we also give out a little extra. If we have extra soups, we'll give out a soup, or beans, because a lot of people, if they have a turkey, for example, might want to make turkey soup later. And some types of beans, maybe noodles, things of that nature, any kind of pasta. So we don't just give out at Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving dinner, but we try to give out a little extra so that they can continue to use it during the week.
And Linda, can you tell us a little bit about what is your role at the food pantry?
I help Billy stock the shelves sometimes, and we hand out food on distribution day, and we go for groceries when we need some shelves filled, and that's a very fluid inventory that we have.
I know during break, Linda and I were talking and she said, I don't even know how long I've been here because it doesn't even feel like, I'm doing anything as volunteering. It's just something that I love to do. So what do you like best about the volunteer work that you do?
I don't know that there's any one specific thing that I like more than another. It's just very fulfilling to me to be able to help someone and see the generosity in the area. It's really amazing. Even with a virus being out there, I think it made people more aware that they couldn't get out and they could see what it was like, when you have to fill your own shelves. And then I really think they were way above and beyond what we would normally get. Very, very great community.
That's a good point. The pandemic that we want to touch upon. Are you seeing that it is harder to get supplies filled because of the pandemic? Is there more of a need during the pandemic? Because this has gone on way longer than I had even anticipated it to go on for.
Well, with the pandemic, it really curtailed your shopping. You were only allowed to get so many cans at a time. And unless you took a couple people with you, that was difficult.
And did you see a greater need from our community needing items during the rougher time of the pandemic?
The need may have been there, but it was masked more so by the generosity of community.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Valley Food Pantry and how they help this community with your help. It's twofold. One, how you could donate food, and two, if you're in need. So Billy, I know you went over that information. Again, if you want to drop off food, should you call first or can you drop off at certain times?
You can drop off on Thursday mornings. Linda and I are there from 9 o'clock until approximately 11:30, or you can drop it in a great big cooler on the side of the church. Or you can call the church and see when we're going to be there. We can always make arrangements to meet somebody there if we have to. Any of the churches in the area, you can drop off at the churches because they're all helping us too. And call the churches. We'll be glad to pick up from them. We'll be glad to meet you there at the church. So, but I just want to say also, as Linda said, there is no one thing that we enjoy more than the other when it comes to doing this labor of love. We love to talk to our customers. They're wonderful. They're very thankful to the community for all that the community does. And we just love them dearly. So they become almost like family to us because we've had some of them coming for years. And we have people who want to help some of them for Christmas too. So it's great. And it's not just every Thursday. We also give out Thanksgiving, as you mentioned, Christmas and Easter. So it surprises a lot of people what we do.
Well, it's wonderful that you and Linda are so dedicated and doing such a great job to help feed those in need in our community. So keep up the great work, ladies.
Let's talk about what we're doing for Christmas in Conyngham, because we want people to come out on December 4th and we want them to participate by bringing those canned items that day of the event, because the parade starts at noon. Where can people drop off their canned good items the day of Christmas in Conyngam's event?
Okay, and first, thank you for doing this for the food pantry. We really appreciate it. We know how much you care. We can be at the church, at the UCC church, if they want to drop things off there. We've got a couple grocery carts and we can have them available. And if you want us down at the park at a certain time, we could also try to do that. But
So
we'll have grocery carts at the church. Yeah, we'll try.
Very
Yeah.
good. Anything in closing?
We just want to thank everybody in the community for all they have done. We really do. And Maureen Younger is the other co-chairman. She's working right now, so she couldn't be with us. But it's not just the three of us. It takes a village, as the saying goes, because we've got people from each of the churches who help us. They bag, they help bring groceries over for us. It's just amazing. It's overwhelming sometimes, the amount of caring that people have, and we really, truly appreciate it.
Well, very good. Linda, thank you so much for all you do for the community. And Billy, thank you again. It's the Valley Food Pantry. You can find them on Facebook under the Valley Interfaith Council. That's why I got some information too. And they, again, are located at United Church of Christ in Conyngham, Pennsylvania. Girls, thanks for joining us here on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and when we
Have a
come
good
back,
day.
Christmas in Conyngham is also benefiting the CVCO. Isn't that right, Lori?
Correct. So stay tuned so you can hear all about what they have going on as well.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We need to mention that my mom couldn't be with us today because everyone asks when Lori's on, where's Lori? I'll be in the, in the grocery store, and they'll ask, why isn't your sister-in-law on the show? So my mom couldn't be with us today, but she is here in spirit. So we are talking with the CVCO right now because they are benefiting from the Christmas in Conyngham event that will be held Saturday, December 4th. It's open to the entire community, and it is a fundraising event for the Valley Food Pantry and also for the CVCO. We are happy to have back with us our good friend Amy Cartwright. She is a board member, and also she is in charge of the Valley Day Grade 8 race. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
And we also have the board president for CVCO. We have Tina Favello. So hi, Tina.
Hello.
So thanks for joining us. If you could enlighten us and our audience a little bit about what CVCO stands for and what you do for the community.
CVCO is the Conyngham Valley Civic Organization. And don't let the name fool you, because we serve much, much more than the Conyngham area. Really, we serve all of Greater Hazelton and the surrounding area. And we've been in existence since 1953. So I'll try not to give you the long-winded answer. But we are a nonprofit, and we primarily serve, recreation type activities. We have a gym in Conyngham, and then we also have the pool in Conyngham as well. And those are kind of our big things that we do, but we also do little events throughout the year.
For the events that you're doing throughout the year, you are a huge part of Christmas in Conyngham this year, helping with a lot of different things. And we're going to be doing, as Janine said, raising money for the organization. So some of the events that you are doing and the money that's raised, where are you spending it? How are you giving back to the community and what you're bringing in?
We've really tried to kind of up our community donations in the last 5 years or so. Every year we always do a scholarship for seniors who are going off to college or pursuing secondary education after high school. And that's a pretty hefty scholarship. Usually each recipient averages about $1,000, and we'll have anywhere from 1 to 3 scholarship recipients. We always sponsor a Valley West Babe Ruth team. We try to sponsor a Valley Regional girls softball team. And we'll typically make little donations throughout the year in honor of somebody or remembrance of somebody. Like this year, we donated to the Boy Scouts. We did a shoe drive this year, and the benefits a sneaker drive, and the proceeds benefited the United Charities Home. So we're really working on giving back to the community.
And Amy,
That's
you've been
wonderful.
in the community and in the Conyngham Valley probably as long as I have. We grew up together as kids, and wow, has the Valley grown into such a remarkable community. There's so many people. It's so easy to find help because people are so giving to volunteer here. What has your experience been with working with CVCO? And I know you've been volunteering your time for many, many years.
Yeah, so I grew up, as you said, grew up here, and my parents volunteered for CVCO when I was younger, and we enjoyed the basketball building and the pool too. And it's great to raise my children in the same community and feel the same sense of community in the area. And so my experience has been great. I enjoy giving back to the community and doing these events and benefiting the people of the Conyngham Valley, Antelope Valley, and the Hazelton area for sure. It's nice to see families and community members using our facilities just as we did when we were little. And it's just a good feeling to give back.
And creating something to do. We are in charge of creating that something to do, and you guys have done a great job. Even living here, I didn't realize how many events, just with talking with Tina off camera, of how many events that the CVCO partakes in. So Amy, one event that happens every summer is Valley Day. That's in the beginning of August, and you do a remarkable job with raising money for CVCO and for the Valley Food Pantry through the Valley Grade 8 race. So how did that get started? And tell us a little bit about, what you do for that.
So many years ago, runner and community member Mike Palermo organized this race. And, it's hard to do that. And again, getting volunteers sometimes can be hard. And so he was going to not do it anymore. And Brian Early and myself said, that can't happen. Like it's a great community run. So we moved it from like May or June to Valley Day, try to connect it with another event to maybe increase participation. And even when Mike Palermo did it, the proceeds went to Valley Food Pantry. So that was one of the big things with me. I wanted to continue to do that, as well as benefit CVCO, because they do help us out in a lot of it too. So over the past 11 years, Brian and I have organized the run. It is Valley Day weekend, and there's a 5K and an 8-mile race to it, and a walk. So all of our money over the years, we have raised over $40,000 and have split that amongst, actually more than that, because we're donating generally around $2,000 a year, and we've been doing this we're donating about $2,000 a year to the Valley Food Pantry, and then the rest would go back to CVCO over the past 11 years. So again, when you talk with the ladies at the Valley Food Pantry and you see the need in our area, and it's growing, unfortunately. That's not one thing we want to grow, but unfortunately the need is there. And so anything that can be given to those families is good.
Great. Tina, we're talking obviously about Christmas in Conyngham. So what will the CVCO be doing the day of Christmas in Conyngham to help at the event, and how are you going to be doing what's the plan for, I know you're going to help with the tree lighting and Santa and stuff, but tell us a little bit about all of that.
Yeah, I think it's great that Christmas in Conyngham and CVCO are kind of joining forces on this, because a lot of people in the community think that CVCO does Christmas in Conyngham, and I can never take credit for such a great event. I'd like to, but Christmas in Conyngham is a separate organization. So I'm really thankful and happy that we're going to be working together this year. And what we decided to do last year, just to kind of brighten some spirits during COVID and the pandemic, and there wasn't much to do. So last year was the first year that we set up a tree and some lights, just very, very basic decorations inside of our fence of our pool in Conyngham, so people could kind of loop around, in the spring willows and see the pool. And then in addition, we had a mailbox. Santa gave us a mailbox for all the kiddos to put their letters in. And we're going to continue that tradition this year. So at the end of Christmas in Conyngham, towards the end, as it gets a little darker, we'll light our tree. And During Christmas in Conyngham, we're going to have a stand set up for the kiddos to make Christmas tree ornaments that they can hang on the tree so they can see it and show their relatives and friends when they drive by. And then in addition, I think Santa is bringing his mailbox again for the kids to drop off their letters.
Hey, Tina, this mailbox is only for kids to write their letter because I was going to start my long list already.
I think we got some adult letters last year.
Just checking. I have a puppy high on the list. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And puppies too.
Well, that'll be great. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be anxious to get those letters.
Yes.
In closing, guys, we wanted to thank you for coming on, and again, the community for supporting the CVCO and what it does. Again, Tina hit the nail on the head that this is something that helps the entire community. It doesn't just help Conyngham. And I'd like to express that Christmas in Conyngham is the same thing. It's located in Conyngham, but it is open up to the entire community. So anyone could go on the website and sign up to be in the parade, to be a vendor at Whispering Willows Park, and also if you wanted to sponsor. So again, thank you both for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us here on The Girls. Missed your mom, and we'll see you next time.